Hello and welcome to week 13 of NFL Gamepicks. I'm your host, Austin Ramos. We got Chris Wright, Joey Gross. Want to wish you guys a happy Thanksgiving, and we got an interesting slate of games.
Gobble,
Gobble, gobble.
Two of the three teams represented here will be playing on the Thanksgiving holiday, including Black Friday, if we talk about the Bears. But we'll start with the Dolphins. They're coming off the bye, and they're facing the New Orleans Saints. So who knows? You know, these are arguably two of the worst teams in the NFL in terms of record-wise. I would argue that the Dolphins are way better than their record says, but at the end of the day, you know, you are what your record shows, and the Dolphins' record isn't that great. Now, they still are in the playoff hunt, so things should be interesting down the stretch whether or not this Miami Dolphins team makes a run, but as a fan, I don't really want them to, and as an organization, they just kind of got to put out, I guess, you know, just
Hey, yo.
Hey,
give
yo.
it up while it's out. But outside of that, man, this
boy.
Dolphins team is relatively competitive, and they should put up a good match. We'll talk more about it in the matchup. What about you, Joey?
Oh man, hey, Green Bay
Hey.
Packers had a really nice game. It was nice to see a dominant win. Micah Parsons, 2 sacks, defense 5 sacks, 2 turnovers, 2 interceptions. That was pretty sweet. Good game. J.J. McCarthy continuing to not look very good, as well as the Minnesota Vikings. Some frustration there. I think their conversation of the offseason around the Minnesota Vikings will probably be like a Justin Jefferson, like are they going to trade him or trying to find him to a better place? Almost like an NBA player type of topic where they're going to try to fit the best player on that team to a better scenario, which if I had to pick one would probably be the Buffalo Bills, which right off the top of my head. But anyway, that's a different conversation to be had at a later point. Had a great game, staying patient in the division. Got a big one coming up in 4 days. Shout out to Emmanuel Wilson. You did your job, brother. Thank you for the win.
All right, Bear Down City over
Yeah.
here. Yeah, big must-win game against the Steelers. They pulled it off. It was a close one. Kind of thought we were going to blow it at the end. Montez Sweat kind of won the game for us. Nashawn Wright continuing to go crazy, leading the league in takeaways. Had another sick interception, just high pointing the ball. It was pretty sick. The run game didn't really get started, so we had to throw the ball a lot. So we got enough out of Caleb to get the win, which is kind of our MO this season. And yeah, we got a big time matchup this week against an angry Philly team. So we'll see on Black Friday. Not super happy about that. We'll get into it, but I do not like us being on prime time and the only game to watch.
Oh.
And 3 o'clock on a Friday. That
Oh.
sucks.
No bueno for you
Yeah.
guys. We'll see what happens there. All right, I'm gonna take us to the standings. We have Steve atop of the leaderboard after an 11-3 week. He went, he's 124 and 54 on the season, and then coming up right behind him in second place is Joey. What do you got?
I know, bro. I had a freaking good week though. 10-4, finally a double-digit win week for me.
10-4?
It's been 3 or 4 weeks since I've done that, so just gotta find a way to freaking knock Steve off the top spot because he's done it every freaking year.
There we go. And you're at 122 and 56 on the season, tied with Ray C. Ray had an 11-3 week, so got back up into that second place spot. Hecty, shout out you. It was your birthday this past week. He went 9-5 this
Happy
past week and is
birthday
rounding out the top three at 120 and 58. And then we'll jump down to fifth place. I jumped a couple spots this week, man. It was awesome. I went 12-2 last week. The only 2 losses was the Bills on Thursday night, and I'm trying to remember which was the other one. But you know, almost had a perfect week. That was super cool.
Yeah.
I was just tracking the games as they're happening. I'm like, man, this is playing out really well. Too well, if you ask me. But 115 and 63 on the season keeps me at fifth place right now. And Chris, you're the last one here. What do you got?
Yeah, I'm in seventh, but I'm making my way up. I had 11-3 weeks, so I'm coming up on the rankings here. I'm at 113 and 65, so still doing pretty good.
Yes, sir. All right, and then I'm gonna toss it to Joey since he's kicking us
Let's
off
do it.
on Thanksgiving. What do you got?
To kick off Thanksgiving, we got the Green Bay Packers going to Detroit, who always host a Thanksgiving game. We'll see if they can pull out a win against the Packers because they normally aren't very successful on Thanksgiving. But you know who is? Jordan Love, undefeated on Thanksgiving. He's thrown 10 touchdowns, no interceptions on Thanksgiving. It's also Toyota-thon, so 24 touchdowns during Toyota-thon, 0 interceptions. He's also undefeated on holidays. He's thrown 20 touchdowns during holidays, including New Year's Eve, Christmas Eve, and Thanksgiving twice. So the holidays are definitely on Love's side. I think that the offense needs to get going a little bit. They definitely ran the ball a lot last week. It was a lot of the same narrative that we have for the Green Bay Packers, where we kind of want to see Jordan Love get let loose a little bit. He was nursing a shoulder injury that entire game, so it's a little bit of like, hey, if it's not broken, don't fix it. The defense is balling out, forcing 3-and-outs every single drive. All we need to do is hand this ball off, get into field goal range, kick 3, and then we're moving on to Thanksgiving. That's exactly what they did. They're going into this game 4 days later. Huge game, bigger game than the Minnesota matchup. Lock me in for the Packers. I want Micah Parsons to have another great game. I think Jordan Love shows out, and they actually put the ball in his hands. Josh Jacobs is probably going to play. People are getting activated. Like, Jaden Reed's going to come back. This is going to be really intense down the stretch with these Bears twice in 3 weeks, Lions today, Vikings the end of the year, Baltimore and the Denver Broncos we have to play still. Hardest schedule left remaining in the NFL is the Green Bay Packers. So, big-time game coming up here.
Tough stretch for you guys, but one quick question: waxing gibbon moon?
No waxing gibbous. We got to do it ourselves.
Okay.
We got to do it ourselves.
Oh man! All right, man. This is tough. Detroit just hasn't looked like the team we've all expected them to come into the season, and then the Packers. Not that they're a pleasant surprise, but they're winning despite having no Josh Jacobs, so on and so forth, right? So it was a little bit concerning heading into that matchup against the Vikings, and you guys showed out defensively and still packed a punch when it came to the running game. I was a little but saddened by Jordan Love's performance, especially in terms of fantasy. I have him, and I was like, man, 140-something yards, no touchdowns. Like, man, what the heck happened here?
The ball off.
Yeah, so without watching the game, I was just like, man, what the heck happened there? But outside of that, I really like where this Packers team is heading. It's tough to go against the Lions here on Thanksgiving, but I will go with the Pack here and setting up Chris to possibly beat only Lions picker here. What do you got?
Yeah, I'm going to have to try to fade you guys in hopes to not only move up the standings, but pick kind of with the heart. I'm going to take the Lions. And honestly, I haven't been impressed with either team. I think both teams have had some really bad losses against, bad teams. But they've also looked really good against good teams at times. So it's kind of tough to know what you're going to get out of a 1 o'clock Thanksgiving game between these two teams. But give me the home team. Give me the Lions. That offense is explosive. Jahmyr Gibbs looks like the best running back in the league right now, honestly, outside of maybe Saquon. But Jonathan Taylor as well. He's in the conversation, one of the top backs. I think Aiden Hutchinson or Michael Parsons could single-handedly, change this game and win this game. So we'll see. This is a great Thursday Thanksgiving game. I'll take us to the 4:30 game, though. This is a game where most of us will kind of, over on the East Coast be a little full maybe, slept through a lot of Cowboy games in the past. I'm going to go ahead and take the Chiefs. I think Dallas stinks. They've had a couple good wins. They're coming off a big win against Philly. The Chiefs haven't really looked great, but I think they're starting to kind of get back to where they need to be. So I'm going to take the Chiefs, and this is a must-win game for the Chiefs to try to stay alive and try to make the playoffs.
This is a weird game because Dallas has looked so... are they back? We don't know because they knocked off the Eagles. They had that 21-point comeback. The offense still looks electric. They made some moves at the trade deadline. Yeah, they played the Raiders and had a bye, and then they beat the Eagles. So is this a different Cowboys team than we're normally used to since before the trade deadline and the bye and so on and so forth? I think it might be. That's not enough for really me to pick them in this game. I'm going to go with the Kansas City Chiefs just because, look, every game the Chiefs play from here on out is going to be a playoff game. We saw it in that Colts game. It felt like a playoff game. Every single game with their schedule, with their record remaining, they got to win. They have to win out to get into the playoffs. They're on the outside looking in. I think they get a huge win here on Thanksgiving. And like you were saying, Chris, when people, see the Cowboys come on, either they're full or whatever, this is when my party's just getting started. We got the antipasto coming out. I see the Cowboys kick off. This is a great slate of games on Thanksgiving. I'm so excited to watch all three of these games. So this will be fun for me to watch when I'm chowing down on some gabagool.
Nice.
Yeah, this Thanksgiving Thursday slate is pretty interesting. And in the middle of it, we have this Kansas City and Dallas Cowboys game, which both teams had relatively surprising wins. We all picked, I think Chris was the only one who picked the Chiefs last week. And honestly, was quite surprised with that. And, they needed that win. Do they need this win? It's an NFC opponent. I get it. Your standing is your standing,
Right.
100%. But, this game, in hindsight, doesn't really mean much to them. Neither for the same thing for the Cowboys. Surprising win against the Philadelphia Eagles. Massive comeback win. So it's really hard to be, all right, which team is going to really show up? Because Chiefs has been really inconsistent this year. Like, Dallas is just like, they've been bad, and like they're turning the page each and every week. All right, well, let's get better here. Let's get better there. So you know what? Give me the Dallas Cowboys on Thanksgiving. I don't know when's the last time Dallas won at home on Thanksgiving. Probably last year against the Commanders or something. But, man, this Cowboys team, you put up a performance like that against the Eagles, you get my backing in this matchup. Because Kansas City, yes, they did face a very tough Colts team. Both teams played at home last week, so it's like kind of hard to balance out these things. But KC going on the road here is going to be a tough one.
And if I was a betting man, which I somewhat am sometimes, I don't really win a lot of my bets, but I do like to gamble. I'd like Dallas +3.
Yeah,
I do.
100%.
I think this is not a game that Kansas City's going to walk in and blow the rails off of Dallas Cowboys. I think the Cowboys are going to make this really close. They do, for the most part, always play kind of fun on Thanksgiving, so we'll see. I think this game is going to be a lot of fun.
Yes, sir. And then I'll take us to the night game on Thursday. We have the Cincinnati Bengals at the Baltimore Ravens. Now, this one, Baltimore is wearing their primetime purple uniform. So if you don't know what that is, it's just like purple pants, purple top, and purple helmet with their alternate logo. And you'll see that now because I'm going to go with the Baltimore Ravens. Joe Burrow, he's back.
He is back.
He posted the picture of him in his LeBron Cavaliers jersey real tight, and he's like, he's back.
Yeah.
So it should make things interesting for this matchup. Bengals aren't mathematically eliminated, but they damn near need to win this game, win a bunch of games, like have a bunch of people lose. Yeah, so it's going to be a tough road for the Cincinnati Bengals team. Now, I don't know how his status is, like how he's going to perform. So that's like my big concern. Ravens looking like the team that should win the NFC North, and that's what's going to make things complicated with the standings down the line because this Bengals thing can really throw a wrench in it with a win here this week. So let's see.
I'm down to get weird. It's Thanksgiving. It's 8:00 at night. The what's the thing in the turkey that makes you tired? It's the shoot, I can't.
You know what,
Tryptophan or something like that. Tryptophan. The tryptophan's going to be kicking in, man. I think we're all going to be watching this game with one eye open, but we're going to look, and then we're going to slowly open both eyes and see Joe Burrow out there on the field for the Bengals.
Slanging the rock.
Give me the damn Bengals on Thanksgiving. Let's get freaking weird. I think the AFC North is going to get pretty shaky down the stretch, and it's going to come down to just who ekes it out before the next guy. And I'm down for chaos. It's not my division. It's not my conference. Let's freaking go, Bengals. Come on, baby.
I wanna ride with you on that vibe, but I can't.
Come on.
First game back, no T. Higgins. I think he's gonna struggle, honestly. Although it's not like his arm or anything. Like it's his toe. So like, I think he should be fine. Man,
dude, he's pulling up in the fucking Batmobile.
He probably is.
Like, Thanksgiving. He's doing it, bro. Are they wearing the white uniforms?
They're wearing like a white top,
the white
black
tiger?
pants, I think so. No white helmet.
Damn it!
I don't know. I haven't loved the Ravens this year at all on both sides of the ball. I guess go ahead and give me the Bengals.
Yeah, I got him on board, boys.
I'll ride with it.
Come on.
Because if they lose this game, then they might as well just sit Joe for the rest of the year. So I'll ride with it.
I want the fun.
Yeah, just because I like Joe Burrow and I like seeing him sling that thing around. All right,
time.
I'll take us to Friday. We got a Black Friday game. We got my Chicago Bears going to play the Philadelphia Eagles. It's a really big game for us. It's a really tough game. Schedule doesn't get much easier. Joey alluded to it. You guys probably have one. We have two toughest schedule left.
Third, Colts are the second, and then the Lions are right below you. So it's all of us that are in competition have the top 5 hardest schedules.
There you go. So and we play we play each other twice on a lot of similar teams. So it's gonna be tough. Of course, I'm rocking with the Bears. Like I mentioned earlier, I hate that this game is at 3:00 on a Friday, but it is what it is. At least we got a primetime game, I guess. I think this one's on like Amazon Prime, so that doubly pisses me off. Thank God I have it. If you don't, it sucks to be you.
Yeah.
But yeah, give me the Bears. We're finding ways to win. We've been really good since our bye, so hopefully Ben Johnson gets these boys prepared on kind of a short week. So we'll see how it goes. I think this Eagles defense is going to wreak havoc on us, though, but we'll see. We'll see.
I want to channel my boy. Shout out to Mergic Transportation, my boy Uncle Rob. I think the Bears got soft hands, baby. They ain't a real 8-3 football team. They have not really beaten anybody very good is the narrative that the Bears are kind of getting right now. I don't think, personally as a fan, I don't give a shit. As long as you're winning and you're 8-3, you're going to make the playoffs, and so what? You know what I mean? They're putting themselves in position. They're winning games that they need to win. I'm not going to be a person that's going to hate on them for winning games that they need to win because my team doesn't win the games that they need to win. Now, I will be picking the Philadelphia Eagles. Fresh off a loss against the Dallas Cowboys, 21-point choke fest in the America's Game of the Week. Really shitty performance. No Eagles fan likes to lose to the Cowboys, and I don't think the Eagles are a team that is going to lose back-to-back games, especially down the stretch here with the number one seed on the line. They coughed it up last week. The Rams have the number one seed now. Potentially, maybe some divisional. Maybe they might. I mean, who knows? If the Cowboys keep winning and the Eagles keep losing, something's going to get really interesting. And, you know, Thanksgiving will prove that. This is really such a fun slate between Thursday and Friday. I'm so excited for these football games. Give me the Eagles, though. I think they get a huge bounce-back win.
This is tough for me to pick, man. Like, this Bears team has been surprising and a pleasant one this season. You know, they've been winning a lot of these close matchups. And another close one last week against the Steelers came out on top. Yes, there was no A-Rod, so, you know, take it with a slight grain of salt. But at the end of the day, this Eagles team blundered one in Dallas last week. Up 21 and did not score a single point after that. Allowed Dallas to get back in the game. Lots of fumbles, lots of turnovers, set up Dallas in prime field position. Unfortunately, Dallas wasn't able to capitalize off on them. So, like, you know, you get away with one there. But, man, like, this Eagles team, man, that was a tough loss. I don't expect them to lose 2 in a row, unfortunately, for the Bears. So give me the Philadelphia Eagles. It's tough, man. You can't put a team Philly down like that. You know, if they would have won last week, then maybe we're talking a whole different story here with the Bears possibly getting an upset win on Black Friday football with this
streaking Eagles team. But like just the coming off the loss thing, I just feel like that just puts a whole different like anger and pissed off in that entire locker room. Like when I was watching the Lions game against the Giants, I'm like, holy shit, like I hope the Giants win, but I'm like, damn, we play them on Thanksgiving, and Detroit after a loss like always wins statistically. So I'm not sure what it is for Sirianni and the Eagles. I think it's pretty good. And I'm also not sure what their record is in primetime games. I also think that's probably pretty good. They've had a great track record with him so far, so it's really hard to be like, hey, he's got a lot of terrible things. Yeah. No, they have a lot of good records in being a spotlight team. Yeah, you know.
No, definitely. Like this Eagles team, don't give them a reason to like be angry, pissed off, right? And now they have one. So
huge win for the Bears though if they can pull it off.
That'd be
massive,
huge.
Absolutely massive.
Any final thoughts?
I mean, yeah, it's a huge game. I'm nervous about this defense. Hopefully, we get some guys healthy. We're hopefully going to get some corners back. We had 0 linebackers yesterday, and we beat a team that's a playoff team. So to say we haven't really beat anybody, it's like we haven't been healthy either. So
I would arguably say that was your best win, like so far this season. Just given the strength of opponent, like their record heading into all that stuff, like that was a premier matchup, and you guys came out on top.
I mean, we're like top 5 in rushing. We're top 5 in takeaways, top 5 at a lot of things this year. So to say, like, I mean, stats are there. I wouldn't say we're a bad team, but I wouldn't say we're, like, a great team either. We're somewhere, like, in the middle there.
They need to prove it. I mean, like, they got to play it. Like, this is the first opportunity since the Ravens game where they're having, like, okay, this is one of the best teams in the league. Like, let's go. Put up or shut up.
I don't think if our defense is healthy, I don't know who's going to play yet because this is, Tuesday, and this is a Friday game, so we don't know yet. But if our defense is somewhat healthy and we get some of these guys back, I don't think Jalen Hurts is going to be able to throw the ball on us.
There we go.
I don't think he's going to.
I think that the Eagles have just proven that he doesn't need to throw the ball for them to win, though.
Well, that's true. So if we could somehow get some of these linebackers to go and hit Saquon Barkley, maybe that's what they were doing. Maybe they were gearing up for a brutal week against him. I don't know, but it's gonna be a big game. But I'll take us to the next game. Keep us pushing. We got the Cardinals playing the Bucs first Sunday game, 1:00. Cardinals are bad. Bucs are kind of struggling right now, but they need to win to keep pace with the Panthers, bro. What? I'm going to take the Bucs at home. They're a way better team right now. I'd be surprised if the Cardinals try to win a whole bunch of games going forward, although they've been competitive, but give me the Bucs.
I'm going to take the I'm going to take the Bucs too, reluctantly. I think Baker Mayfield still plays. It's the same injury that him and Jordan Love share. It's a shoulder injury on the non-throwing shoulder. Inject him with some shit and let him get out there. it's a one-game divisional race between them and the Panthers, so it's really hard to say. But the Buccaneers, it's going to be tight. Like I predicted it last week. The NFC South is going to be one of those teams. Whoever just ekes it out more, it's going to be a 6-loss team. We all know it, especially with this loss of Baker Mayfield potentially.
Dude,
I don't know if Teddy Bridgewater is relevant.
Do you know who the backup is?
Well, did you watch him play in that second half of that game?
I didn't watch, but I mean, you give him another week of prep, maybe. I don't know, a couple more first-team reps. It's Teddy Bridgewater. He's not terrible. He's not as bad as a lot of the backups. I think he could beat the Cardinals,
but if he were playing a different team, I would definitely be like, no shot. But he has a chance. I mean, like you said, get him a week with the first-team reps. They're still going to try their best to get Baker to Mayfield to go out there and play.
Yeah.
But a lot of injuries just continuing to happen for Tampa Bay. I still think they get a win, though.
Let's see if they get Bucky Irvin back. I've been pounding the table for them to come
back
back so
really,
long. But I'm going to go with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The Cardinals are definitely not one of those teams that is going to probably put their best foot forward to get a win. Like, they'll compete. They'll make it tough as hell for you to beat them.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I don't think they're going to make the necessary winning plays to beat this Tampa Bay team. If Baker plays, hopefully Bucky comes back. Now, if it's Bridgewater, like, I have a little less faith in him, but with a week worth of practice, probably can get the job done. They have a good young receiving core, and if Teddy can connect with them, I mean, this guy was coaching high school football a year ago.
I think we're seriously underestimating the Cardinals right now. I think the games that I have watched the Cardinals play, their defense has been playing some freaking good football. Now, I don't think their offense has backed them up, but if they're in a position where they're playing against a backup quarterback and against a depleted team, they could surprise some people. Gonna still pick the Buccaneers, but I don't think this game is gonna be as easy of a pick as we think it's.
Is Marv still
gonna be? Marvin Harrison?
Currently,
he's out. Yeah. He's
probably for a
IR
while.
and shit. Yeah, he probably won't play again.
Yes, sir. All right, I'll keep us pushing to the next game. We have the Atlanta Falcons at the New York Jets. Kirk Cousins, man, he's balling out with this Atlanta Falcons team. Looked pretty good last week, given they did play the Saints, one of the low league teams in the NFL right now. But still, Kirk Cousins showed why, he's a viable quarterback in this NFL. And that's why I'm going to go with the Falcons. They're playing the New York Jets. Jets aren't that great of a football team. They're looking forward to next year and probably the year after that and the year after that. So who knows? So for right now, give me the Atlanta Falcons. Kirk Cousins look like he's going to right the ship for this Falcons team. And who knows? They're 2 games behind, too. They might be in the race.
Bro, I was saying that last week, and I'm like, no, they're done. But then both teams lose. The Falcons win. Hey, now, we're kind of getting there. So we'll see what happens with this Atlanta Falcons team. I'm going to pick them, like you said, still alive in the NFC South. Said it last pick, NFC South, going to just end up being a crapshoot at the end of the year, in my opinion. Speaking of crapshoots, they're facing one in the New York Jets, waiting for the draft, waiting for the next draft, waiting for the next draft after that, and then they're going to fuck all this up and wait for another draft in 5 more years. I'm tired of it. Like we said, I think 4 or 5 weeks ago maybe at this point, why is it that we can't just stop talking about this team just looking forward to the draft and just being terrible? It's very annoying. I like when teams are competitive, even slightly. And the Falcons are slightly competitive, and the Jets just aren't. So this sucks. Sorry. Give me the battle of mid. Give me the Falcons.
Yeah, give me Atlanta. Kirk Cousins came back. They snap a 5-game losing streak. Jets are bad. I mean, they've lost the last 2. I think they're trying to probably lose out to try to make some of these picks better, including their own pick better. Not much to say about this game. Probably won't be tuning into this one very much, to be honest with you. So I'll keep us pushing to what I think is a much more interesting game. We got the Texans playing the Colts, a little divisional matchup, and Texans are staying relevant. Even with Davis Mills, they were able to win a few games there with no C.J. Stroud, which, honestly, Stroud's been really bad, so it's kind of like, who do you go with at this rate? Because of how bad Stroud – obviously, you got to go with your guy, but, he's been so bad. Come on. I see you looking at me. Come on. I think this Colts team is going to struggle with this Texans defense. That defense really showed out the other day, last week against the Bills, and pretty much won them the game. I'm going to take the Colts reluctantly, but I could see them dropping this game to the Texans and making this division a little more interesting and kind of fizzling out after a really, really hot start.
Texans defense looked sweet on Thursday night. Shout out to Will Anderson and Danielle Hunter.
How old is Danielle Hunter? 42?
I have no clue, but both have 11. One of them, Danielle Hunter has 11, and Will Anderson has 10.5 sacks. Unreal. They're both top 5 in sacks in the NFL right now. Both ends are just taking off. It's amazing. How do you stop Josh Allen? Put a good pass rush in front of him, apparently. Does this work with the Colts? I don't know, man. If that defense keeps playing like that, I think that they're going to halt the Colts pretty good. If Jonathan Taylor gets going, I think it's a different story. I think that, man, it's really tough because we don't know who's playing quarterback for the Houston Texans right now.
Right.
I like Mills, though. I think that they kind of knew what they had going. They kind of just game manage and let the coach cook. And then with Stroud, they kind of have to, like, pressure on him to be good and make plays and be, like, a superstar. So, oh, man, this is tough for me. Give me the Colts. I feel like I'm going to keep rocking with the Colts till the end of the year, and they're going to keep letting me down like they always do. Somehow, some way, the Colts always just fizzle into the end of the year and fuck it up. I hope we don't see it again with this Colts team because they've been so awesome to watch this year. But like you said, Chris, is this the Minnesota Vikings-esque team from a year ago that we think that the Colts are fizzling out late? It's around that time. I don't know. We'll see.
We'll see, definitely. I'm going to do it since you guys aren't. I'm going to go with the Houston Texans.
Yeah.
Man, that defense, like you guys have been pounding the table on, like, absolutely amazing. I'm hoping for Davis Mills to keep playing because he's winning them football games. He's won them, I believe, 3 straight.
Yeah, I think
and,
so.
You know, it's weird to say because when Stroud's out there, turnover prone, just mistake after mistake. Yes, he had a lot of injuries that he was dealing with. Not a lot of wide receivers were in the rotation. Like, you were out without Nico Collins for a little bit. Christian Kirk was out for a minute too. Like, it's definitely wasn't easy for Stroud. But at the end of the day, Davis Mills is doing what needs to be done. Just make the quick, the nice, easy completions. Make sure your running back's getting fed heavily. So, and the defense is doing all the extra work on the back end, man. They're just getting after the quarterback, and that's going to be a big difference. When the Colts lost against the Pittsburgh Steelers, Jonathan Taylor was not heavily involved in the offensive plan, especially in the running attack. Only had, like, I think 6 carries that game. So, very baffling performance. Now, Indianapolis Colts, I don't expect them to come out and have a lackluster performance, especially involving Jonathan Taylor, but you cannot start off that way. You need to just get Jonathan Taylor involved early and often if you want to have a chance of winning this game because Houston will get after Daniel Jones, and he's shown in this past that he can get pressured relatively easily. I'm going to keep it moving to another AFC South matchup. We have the Jacksonville Jaguars at the Tennessee Titans. I'm going to keep it short and sweet. Give me the Jacksonville Jaguars. Titans are locked in for the number 1 pick pretty much, but not mathematically eliminated yet. So AFC
game.
Is weird.
Easy game to pick. Give me the Jags. Done. I mean, better team. Titans suck. 1-10 team before Thanksgiving. Really bad. Can't say enough. Jags.
I wish I could pick it with confidence, though. Because, like,
really?
I feel like there's, like, 20% of me still thinks that the Jags could blow this. And the Titans, for that matter of fact, because, like, they do want to lock in that number 1 pick. And if they win another game, that puts them tied with a couple other 2-win. I think there's, like, 4 2-win teams right now. Saints, Giants. There's a few. I'm going to take the Jags. Although, like, not 1,000% confident in the pick, although I wish I was, but I'm not. But, yeah, lock me in for the Jags. I'll keep us pushing. We got the Rams taking on the Carolina Panthers, and the Panthers have surprisingly been pretty good. They got a primetime game last week. Looked okay. I mean, it was a very boring game, honestly, against the Niners. Give me the Rams. They're a much better team. I think this would be an awesome game for Stafford to just kind of boost his stats a little bit and really make a push for MVP because he's just been nasty, especially like Devontae, Puka, all the wide receivers. He's just been locked in. They look great. Rams might make a Super Bowl run. We'll see. Give me the Rams.
Joey, what do you got?
Man, I'm going with the Rams, too. This is an easy game to pick for me, even though that the Panthers have just looked like they are a completely different team. I don't know, man. Defensively, the Panthers are there. Offensively, Bryce Young just keeps letting them down. I don't think Ted McMillan had a good game on Monday night against the 49ers. Rams, like, the Panthers, I'm not selling them short by any means for the rest of the way through. They are a good team. They are going to rival the Buccaneers in that division. The Rams are just maybe far and away the best team in the NFC. Domination. Devontae Adams leading the league in touchdown receptions. Complete domination. Matthew Stafford probably going to win MVP.
Destroyed the Bucs.
All the things. I mean, so it's just give me the Rams.
Yeah, this one is not necessarily too tough to pick. I'm going to go with the Rams, but I got to give credit where credit is due. This Panthers team is looking relatively well. They compete well up against other top teams. You know, they ran into a tough team against the San Francisco 49ers last week, and despite playing really well defensively. I think they forced 3 picks out of Brock Purdy. Couldn't capitalize on it offensively. So not the best performance, but all in all, your defense stood out and made a good stand. Now, this Rams team blew out the doors on this Tampa Bay Buccaneers team. But Baker got hurt relatively early in that one, but still, Baker's not playing defense, so this Rams offense is the real deal. Now I'm going to keep us moving. Still in the 1 o'clock window, we have the New Orleans Saints at the Miami Dolphins. Dolphins are coming off the bye. Saints are coming off a really bad loss against the Falcons, where Taysom Hill tried throwing on 4th down.
Really bad move.
No one was even open on that one. It was just a tough look by the Saints there. Look, this Saints team is not blatantly, but they're trying to be one of the worst teams in the NFL to get a better draft pick, right? Let's not beat around the bush here. Dolphins want to tank, but they just are now finding ways how to win the footballs. To know how to win, you got to win. Kudos Mike McDaniel, quote of the year. Outside of that, man, give me this Miami Dolphins team. Unfortunately, they're gonna win this and go improve to 5-7 and still be in the hunt and still be in that race. I love seeing the team win, but at the end of the day, this is not a winning season for this Miami Dolphins team.
I'm going to agree. I think it's in very Miami Dolphins style that you guys pick up another win. You guys just have better players, in my opinion, right now, and that's really what I'm basing it off of. Plus, you had an extra week coming off the bye, coming back home from España. So, yeah, go ahead and lock me in for the Dolphins. This sucks. It's just how the schedule played out. You're playing one of the worst teams, and I think you're just going to pick up another win for you. But I don't know. You never know. The Saints could rally maybe and get a win, but are you going to go to the game?
Yeah.
So, it's more fun to see a win. So.
Oh, yeah. No, 100%. I love going and seeing the wins, but it's just this is not the year to win games, man. Stop. And especially, I'm already sold on, being bad, right? Just be bad now.
Don't do that. Don't give me hope.
Yeah.
I think for the very first time in a long time, I will be picking the Miami Dolphins to win this game. Fins for the win, baby. I think that the Saints are not great. You said, they are tanking blatantly, and it's very true. I think that they are terrible. Nobody likes watching them play. They somehow eked out a win against the Panthers, and then it's another team before that I can't remember. So we'll see what happens. It's a race for a number 1 pick between, the Giants, the Titans, the Jets, and somebody else that's terrible. So
Raiders.
So we'll see what happens. I think that the Saints fall in that category and the Dolphins get a W here.
Hey,
who do we got next, man? All right, we got the San Francisco 49ers traveling to Cleveland to face off against Shedeur Sanders and the Cleveland Browns, fresh off a W. I said last week that Shedeur was going to get a win, and I kind of didn't want it to happen, but it did because whatever, let's ride with the storyline. Not riding with that storyline again. The 49ers are in contention for a divisional title, potentially, if the Rams somehow drop a couple L's. They are definitely in contention for the wild card. Give me the 49ers. They're clear-cut, probably the better team than the Cleveland Browns. But Myles Garrett, man, shout out to him. 18 sacks before Thanksgiving. He needs 5 more in 7 games to break the all-time record, which is 22 and a half, tied by Michael Strahan and TJ Watt. We'll see if he can get it done. I'd be a big fan if he did. I like Myles Garrett a lot. I wanted him on my team this offseason, but we got Micah Parsons. Not very sad about that. So
yeah.
give me the 49ers.
You saw Strahan's post. He's like, bye-bye sack record.
He already knows.
Yeah, he already knows.
You can get it in one game.
I kind of hate that he posted that, though, because now it's like, what if he doesn't? Which, he probably will, but, what if? Then you're kind of an asshole for that. No offense, Michael Strahan. But, yeah, lock me in for the Niners. They have to win this game, I think. Although I think this defense, we've been talking about Myles Garrett, is awesome. And Brock Purdy did not look great against the Panthers. And I think their defense is good, but this is better. So I think the Niners might struggle on the road. They do ink out a win. They're -5 right now, so Vegas has them favored. I think it might be closer than that. But go ahead and give me the Niners. They have to win because I have, not to spoil it, the next game, but Seattle and the Rams winning this week. So they have to keep pace to try to get a wild card spot.
Yep, definitely. I agree with both of you guys. I'm going to go with the 49ers. They should beat the Browns here. Last week, we knew what time it was. It was Shedeur time, and they came out and performed well, and the defense backed them really well too. So, can the defense make a little pressure on this 49ers team and man, this defense is legit.
Mhm.
Yes, they were playing the Raiders last week. Like, let's not beat around the bush. They were playing one of the worst teams in the NFL. But that can translate well because you saw what the Panthers did last week against the 49ers. I think the Browns' defense is a little bit better than that. So you got to expect Purdy to probably have another maybe 2 turnover game, 2 interception game. And maybe the Browns find themselves in it late. So maybe in terms of the betting, maybe I would take the Browns +5 at some point. But outside of that, it's really hard to go against the 49ers, especially like Chris said, they got to keep pace with the NFC West. Speaking of that, we have the Minnesota Vikings at the Seattle Seahawks. Minnesota, man, dropped one in Green Bay. Did not look good. 9, not looking great. And then Seattle,
Sucks.
they got an easy, relatively competitive win against the Titans last week, but still came out on top, and that's just good business. You just gotta keep winning games, and that's what they're gonna keep doing this week when they beat the Minnesota Vikings. They're wearing their throwbacks too
Hell
as
yeah.
well.
Let's go. I'm going the Seattle Seahawks. The Vikings suck. They're a bad football team. They proved it last week against the Packers. 9, not the answer. They really passed on Daniel Jones and Sam Darnold and even a potential Aaron Rodgers venture for this kid, J.J. McCarthy, and he's not good at all. So it's very interesting on what the Minnesota Vikings have going. I'm not really too sure on what the future holds for them. Maybe they trade for a quarterback like Deshaun Watson or something in the offseason. I don't know, but I don't think J.J. McCarthy's it. Seahawks are a good football team. Give me the Sea Chickens.
Speaking of records, JSN has 1,313 yards right now.
Unreal.
He could potentially kind of rival that Calvin Johnson. I think it's at 2,100 or 2,200 for the single season, and that's in less games. He's got 5 more to go, so he could potentially get there. He had a humongous game last week, which kind of helped the Seahawks, win that game. I'm taking the Seahawks. One of the teams in our division had to be bad this year. I guess it's the Vikings' turn to be bad. Kind of happy about it. Kind of predicted it. The other 3 teams, I think, are gonna remain competitive, while the Vikings, I think, just kind of start dropping more and more games.
One thing I'll add before we move on. This spread is a little steep, though. 10 is pretty steep.
Yeah.
I think this Vikings defense is able to keep it close and make it worthwhile investing on Vikings +10, but still a little steep. Seattle -10. I'm not too sure about that one.
I don't know. Seattle at home is really good,
Yeah.
but I'll keep us pushing to the next game. Really good game. Big time tester for the Buffalo Bills. They're going to Pittsburgh, play Steelers, who just lost to the Bears. Rodgers might play. Maybe. He's probably going to play. And if that happens, I think the Steelers could stand a chance. TJ Watt just broke a record. I don't know if you guys saw. He's now the leading sack leader in the Watt family.
Wow.
So he passed his brother. What?
What?
He passed his brother last week, which was pretty cool. It was a cool storyline to kind of listen to during the Bears game. But I'm taking the Bills. You just got to think the Bills keep it pushing, keep winning, and remain one of the better teams, although they've dropped a lot this year. And they just added another edge rusher. I forget who it was. He came back and played for them. So I think they're getting some more help. I think there's some sneaky wide receivers out there that they could add because they
Brandon
need
Cooks
it.
just got signed by the Bills today.
Did he?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Well, I predicted that last week, so shout out me. All right, so I'm taking the Bills. Maybe Brandon Ayuk joins that team, too. Who knows?
I'm going to pick the Bills, too. Like you said, Chris, it's really interesting for me because the defense for the Pittsburgh Steelers is really good. Shout out to the pride of Pewaukee, Wisconsin, and the Watt family.
Wow.
Big accomplishment for the Watts, breaking his... Yeah, there you go. Brandon Cooks is a Buffalo Bill now. Shout out to him.
Would you look at that?
Yeah, breaking his
Good
brother's
morning,
sack
Chris.
record was pretty sick. I think that the key to beating Josh Allen might be a strong pass rush, keeping him in the pocket, keeping him, well, you don't even really need to keep him in the pocket. Just chase him around and let him turn his back to the freaking field because that's what he'll do. He won't throw the ball away. He'll just run around all day until he has to throw it away. I'm going to pick the Bills here because I think that they desperately need a win off after that loss to the Texans. I don't think that they really lose back-to-back games. I don't think they have this season have lost back-to-back games. This is a big opportunity for them, though, because the Pittsburgh Steelers' potential playoff game, this could be a potential wild card game when it's all said and done. So it's really interesting to see. Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills need to keep it up. But if Josh Allen doesn't have his cape on, then it's a different team. No matter if James Cook is running the ball well or not, Josh Allen needs to be the freaking moving force in this team all around. And we'll see if it happens.
Bills did lose back-to-back games.
Did
lost
they?
To the
Holy
Dolphins,
shit,
lost
I'm
to the
wrong.
Texans. So not a great 2-week span
Oh my
for this
God, you're
Buffalo
right.
Bills team. Outside of that, actually, no, I'm wrong because
They had a game in between that.
they had a game in between. They had a game in between. My apologies. But they've lost two of their last three. So Bills on a weird slide right now. Things are not
Beat the
looking
Buccaneers.
great. But this Pittsburgh team,
They did lose
Let's
two
see.
earlier. Sorry.
it's all good. Let's see if this Pittsburgh team can, rally with Aaron Rodgers coming back. Tough loss against the Bears. Competed really well with the backup quarterback. So kudos to the Steelers, trying to stay in that race. Outside of that, man, this Buffalo Bills team, really hot and cold. It's really hard to judge how they perform offensively. And it all starts and ends with Josh Allen. If Josh Allen's not having a great game, yes, James Cook can lift you up a little bit. But at the end of the day, like Joey said, he needs to put on that Superman cape and get the win. I do think they get the win here. It's tough to go against the Bills after a loss. And I don't know, man. Is this, I don't have as much faith in the Steelers as I do the Bills coming off of a loss here.
Keon Coleman needs to freaking.
I love that sign.
Yeah.
He needs to get real.
He needs to attend some meetings and get back in the lineup because I need
there's
you
a
for
wide
fantasy.
receiver issue. There's a pass catching issue going on in Buffalo right now. Because you don't got Dalton Kincaid. I think he's still hurt.
Yep.
So now you're on the backup, which is
Dawson Knox,
who's proven to be pretty decent.
He's decent.
Target for
yeah.
the Bills. They activated Gabe Davis, so he's back.
Yeah.
They signed Brandon
I
Cooks.
love that sign.
But this freaking Keon Coleman kid that they had a lot of faith in to be the number one, in a healthy scratch for the past 2 weeks because he's not showing up to meetings and he's being an asshole. Flat out, that's the problem. You're being a jerk, and we're not going to play you and reward you with playing time. They need somebody to get real in that building and step up and actually
You're not good
take...
enough to do that shit.
That's what I'm saying. You haven't proven a damn thing in this league, brother.
Like CD Lamb, sure, he can get away with it.
Yeah.
But like you're not that guy, pal.
No, the Bills, they seriously have a need for a wide receiver one, and I don't know if Brandon Cooks necessarily fills that hole, but it's to be seen. But I'll take us to the next game. We got the Las Vegas Raiders, fresh off a bad L against the Los Angeles Chargers, who are really, really missing Joe All, and it's just kind of a really shaky thing going on there with the Chargers. Do they cough up the division to the Kansas City Chiefs at some point? We'll see. I think they get a big W here against the Raiders, a divisional opponent. I think the Raiders are a bad, bad football team. Geno Smith has proven nothing but being terrible this year. Ashton Genty has had a couple good plays, maybe a handful, maybe less than a handful. I think, and then Brock Bowers is it's just been kind of weird with that Raiders team where they have a lot of good young pieces, but just everything around them is so shitty that we all know that these guys are probably not going to be successful with the Raiders. They're probably going to end up being trade pieces or moved at some point. So the Raiders are in that kind of category with the Titans and the Jets and the Giants of the world where they're trying to fight for that number one pick.
Yeah. I was just going to say, Raiders are really bad. They just fired one of their coaches, I think the DC.
Yeah.
So, they're in that kind of stage. They just lost to Shedeur Sanders, who probably shouldn't even be starting in the NFL, in my opinion. So, for those reasons, give me the Chargers. They're coming off of a bye, so hopefully they're a little bit healthier. They need to win this game. They're in second place right now. Broncos are in first.
That's right. Oh, my gosh.
Chiefs are in third, so they really need to win to try to stay afloat, especially if the Chiefs lose, which they very well could to the Cowboys on Thanksgiving. So, but if not, they need this win to try to get a game up on the Chiefs to try to get healthier and limp into the playoffs.
Yeah, that's like the biggest disheartening thing for this Chargers team is, they have all the optimism in the world and they have the potential to be competitive in this AFC West and be a relatively competitive AFC playoff team. But now injuries are starting to catch up to them. Let's see when we can get Mario and Hampton back on the field. I think that would be a big shot in the arm, given, the offensive line has already taken some couple hits. So let's see how he runs behind new faces on the offensive line. It will be interesting. I'm going to go with the Chargers. Raiders are looking forward to the draft, just like we talked about with the Jets. So they want to keep pace in this AFC playoff race, and now is the time to do it. They're coming fresh off a bye, so things should be relatively well for them, but long road ahead for this Chargers team. Let's keep it moving to the AFC West leader, Denver Broncos, at the Washington Commanders. Both teams are coming off a bye as well. Sunday Night Football. Give me the Denver Broncos. They're wearing their orange crushes unis at the Washington Commanders, who are wearing their old school Washington ones. You guys know the vibes. But yeah, no, this Denver Broncos team looking like one of the top teams in the NFL and well rested, and they got the bye arguably at the perfect time at 9-2 on top of the entire NFL world relatively there. So good spot for them to come out of the bye, and then. This Washington Commanders team, you have no Jaden Daniels. It's a tough ask to say, hey, they're going to be competitive in this one.
I'm going to go with the Denver Broncos, too. Shout out to the Broncos leading the division. I knew that. I'm sorry. Last pick. I didn't mean that. Yeah, Broncos are a freaking great team. Probably the best team in the AFC right now. Commanders wearing their throwback uniforms, like you said, reminds me of, especially since the week given, Thanksgiving week, RG3 winning the Galloping Gobbler Award during the heat of the RG3 mania. So really cool. Not enough for me to pick the Commanders here. No Jaden Daniels again, probably for the rest of the way. Commanders are done this year, in my opinion. Stick a fork in them. I think the Broncos continue to keep pushing as the best team in the AFC.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Broncos as well. This will be their 9th win in a row, which is kind of crazy to say because I don't think we'd put them up there as one of those teams that, like, in your mind can rattle off 9 in a row. But they are. They're a very good team. They're going to start pulling away in this division. They're kind of like the Patriots, who we'll talk about next, where it's just like you weren't really expecting it, but they're slowly pulling away. And they're probably going to win their division. So give me the Broncos. This would have been a way better game, like you said, if Jaden Daniels was in it. And if the Commanders are still kind of good, this would have been a really fun game, kind of late-ish in the year. But he's not there, so I think the Broncos kind of get an easy win on the road, but no such thing as easy in the NFL.
Yep,
so.
any given Sunday this year.
I'll take us to the Monday night game, though. We got the New York Giants playing the Patriots. I think the Patriots are in the same boat. This will be like their 9th win in a row. If they win this game, I'm taking them to win this game. Giants are really bad. Although they looked fun last week, I think Joey went out, and I think there's like 2 times during the day where we're like, "Did you see that Jameis play?
Yeah,
that was sick." So love that. Seeing him catch a pass and stiff arm a guy and like dance into the end zone was just great. So I don't know. I love Jameis. It'd be cool to see if he upsets the Patriots because I could really care less about this team and that division. So I'm going to go ahead and take the Pats, but I'd root for the Giants.
Despite their great performance last week against the Lions, Giants, first team eliminated from playoff contention. So bummer to have your season pretty much be over before Thanksgiving. I'm pretty sure Joey would allude to the same quote. But, man, this Giants team was fun to watch last week against the Lions. They pulled out all the stops and tried every little bit and almost came out on top. Bates' kick almost, I don't know how it went.
Hooked in there.
Went right, went left, went right, went left again. Like, oh, God, that was crazy. But this Patriots team, they're looking absolutely stunning. They had a close game against the Bengals last week, so it's going to be close, but the Patriots will come out on top and have a little decisive. I don't know if they cover 7.5, but they'll cover at least by like 4 points.
Yeah, this is pretty easy to pick. I'm going to rock with the Patriots. They're the hot hand. Drake May has looked pretty great this year. I mean, pretty great is an understatement. He's leading the league in passing yards. I think he's 3rd in passing touchdowns or something like that. Having an unreal year.
Unreal.
Like you said, Chris, the Giants were super fun to watch last week. What was even more fun was, for me, was listening to Jameis's press conference after the game. They asked him about catching the touchdown pass, and he instantly went into, like, receiver press conference mode. He goes, Gunner just gave me a chance, man. That's all you need from your quarterback is just go out there and get a chance, man. And I'm just like, bro, fucking Jameis Winston, bro. Of course he would say that, like, just Instagram quote after Instagram quote. Can't wait to probably work with him one day. We'll see. He's going to be in TV somewhere. So shout out to Jameis. You're a load of fun. You almost got the win last week. I don't think you get it this week. I think it's going to be much more of a blowout fashion of the New York Giants that we're pretty much used to. So give me the New England Patriots to round out the picks.
All right, that caps off Week 13 of NFL Gamepicks. No teams on bye. We have a full 16-game slate. I think we have some teams on bye next week, but they're like, hey, Thanksgiving weekend, everyone's playing ball.
Get your butt on the field.
Let's go.
What do you guys, any big Thanksgiving plate? Give me your top 3 things that are going on it.
Stuffing, for sure. Stuffing's my hero of the day. My family makes a really good stuffing. So I'm going stuffing. and like, you gotta go turkey. I like turkey with a vat of gravy, just like drowned in gravy is so good. And then for me, I think I'm gonna. If I only had to pick three, my family makes like this pineapple casserole thing. It's so freaking good. I want it. Like can't wait for Thursday just to have it. So that's my plate.
Yeah, I'm a rock with stuffing. I'm a ham guy.
Ham's good too, bro. Don't sleep on that honey baked ham.
Might be a hot take. I'm gonna do that, and honestly, I've come around to like sweet potato casserole quite a bit. So let me get some of that.
I still eat like a 12-year-old, so throw me mac and cheese. Also, stuffing, I've come around recently on it. It's so fucking fire. It's so
recently.
Dude, I told you, I eat like a 12-year-old.
Bro,
what are you talking
I'm gonna have
about?
to bring you some of my dad's, bro. It's so fucking good.
Okay, all right. And then last but not least, if the turkey is nice and juicy, you like the turkey.
Goddamn right.
Yes, sir. All right, well, that concludes Week 13 of NFL Game Picks. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll catch you next week after we're very full from Thanksgiving. So catch you guys
Go, baby.
Bear down.